Hello there, singing friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Mickey here, your friendly neighborhood singing coach. I'm trying a light. It's not a ring light, it's a square, a rectangle actually. And I don't know if I like it or not. See, if I turn it off, the lighting in here is like very bad. It's very dark. But then if I turn it on, I get kind of like weird shadows. I don't know. Tell me what you think looks better. So today I'm going to be doing a reaction to the band GRAI. And this is another request from Michael German. So hold on one second. All right, so he writes, GRAI Fortress live in Moscow 2021. This is an outstanding live sound recording of this moving song, which is the most Russian and one of the most beautiful things out there in the world. Irina's vocals are mesmerizing in this. Note the hypnotic emotional effect the song and vocals have on the audience. It is my understanding that Irina's lyrics are written in an older poetic style, which is beautiful even in translation to English. All right. And for those of you who need a little refresher, GRAI was created in 2005 and their style can be identified as folk metal, and they've gone through several name changes. And in February of 2007, they adopted their current name of GRAI. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? Very pretty. So obviously this has almost like an angelic kind of sound. You could imagine being in like a cathedral and hearing this. So the technique that they're using on that is obviously a very breathy sound. So you're hearing a lot of the hiss of the air passing through the vocal folds. So they're not completely zipped up. They're touching very lightly and you're hearing that right, rather than where it's more connected tone. So it gives it that really, really nice, delicate, angelic sound. It's almost like when you hear an organ, you know, and you can like hear the air coming through the pipes, right? And using an H in front of that ooh sound really helps you to get into that breathy kind of singing, right? That whoo, ooh. Very, very pretty. Very cool. So I think it's a really interesting combination of folk instruments and heavier instruments, right? Obviously the guitar and the drums kind of give it that like heavy metal sound, but there's a lot of like intricacy to the pattern that the guitar is playing, which gives it more of a folk sound. And then obviously you have like the flutes and things, the recorders and things that are giving it more of a folksy sound. I really like her singing that lo do 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 da 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 da. Right, that first note goes down pretty low. It goes down to an E3, but she's also singing with a really low placement, right? Her larynx is really low, so she's not singing with a bright it's a lo do do do, which really makes it sound even lower. Very, very pretty. And I can see what Michael was alluding to with the like hypnotic sound. There's a lot of like repeating figures that really you could imagine kind of like being lulled into a trance by this. So a lot going on here, right? So first, when she hits, I'm gonna call it the chorus, they split octaves. So the male voice is in unison with her voice, but it's an octave down, right? So she's going up the da 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 da. I'm probably getting the melody wrong in places or whatever, but he's down the octave, right? Do 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 do. And then on the second half of the chorus, he goes into a harmony, right? And then there's the tag where he goes into like more of like a metal scream. And she's singing with a little bit more ornamentation in the part where he's doing the metal scream. So there's a lot of like interesting contrast between timbres and obviously pitch and things. It's a really nice juxtaposition of like different voicings and different parts of the sonic range being utilized, so that you're getting like a lot of sonic complexity. Really cool. Very cool. So I think it's a really interesting combination of elements vocally and instrumentally. Also, I like that she's not like yelling, you know, like there's enough room in the like sonic envelope that you're able to really hear her voice cut through, even though there are some very heavy elements, they're not drowning her out. But she doesn't have to like be like belting the whole time. They're like leaving enough room for her. And where she is like pitch wise and with the frequencies is still able to cut through. So I think that's really interesting. I also do really like how kind of weird this is. I like that I can't understand what they're saying, and I like that they have this like kind of witchy vibe to them. You know, like if you were to tell me that they were like casting a spell on me, I would totally believe you. It's funny because I was just in New Orleans, which talk about a place that has like a lot of just like magical energy. And I asked my friend who lives there, who works on Jazz Fest, like, does he kind of believe in like the voodoo and the magic and stuff, or has he ever like seen anything supernatural there? And he said that he does believe in it, but he thinks that it is like a quality of the music there, that like music is actually the way that you like create a spell, you know, and like are able to like cast a spell over people and like enthrall them and entrance them and like work a certain kind of magic, a collective magic, which I thought was like a really interesting interpretation. And I find like much easier to believe, you know, because I think I'm like, I really want to believe in the supernatural and in magic and all of that, but I think I'm also like very like skeptical, and I've been trained in like a more scientific kind of just academic background, you know, that almost like blocks me from being more in touch with my intuition. And I feel like something like this is really a good illustration of how music can cast a spell. You know, like it doesn't have to do like magic per se, but for that time that you're listening to something like this, you are kind of like in this collective hypnosis or trance, and you are like captured by the power of the performers, and you're creating something together, all the energy in the room. So I thought it was really cool, very witchy and magical. So let's read the lyrics. Michael sent them. So it says, Fortress. In the sky's dawning, the blue of lakes float like a rippling reflection. The blue of lakes. The wind's wings have touched the crests of forests. Foliage stirred up, an owl flew up. There, where a starry surface spills by sparks into the greenery of branches, there, where there's a narrow causeway concealed by moss and a braidwork of roots, there, where day hastens away, my fortress with its crests. The breath of slumber bends the grass to the earth, the breath of slumber protective. Night sinks into the peace of the universe, the heart of dense forests into boundless dreams. The mantle of dawn wraps the trails of animals in whitish fog, the stream of dawn. There, where a starry surface lies, it spills by sparks into the greenery of branches. There, where there's a narrow causeway concealed by moss and a braidwork of roots. And then it repeats, the breath of slumber bends the grass to the earth. The breath of slumber protective night sinks into the peace of the universe, the heart of dense forests into boundless dreams. There, where a spring meanders and weary day as a wave hurries away. There, where Kors hides his face, my forest bursts with its crests into the night. I wonder if Kors is like a type of deity or something. So this makes me think of like how there's magic in nature as well, you know, and obviously they probably come from like beautiful country, and there probably is like a lot of belief around like forest spirits and the power of nature. So that ties in well with this whole magical discussion we've been having. So I think it's really beautiful, very, very poetic. And I can definitely relate to feeling the most connected to the supernatural and the divine in nature, or when experiencing music. So I think those are two interesting alternative methods of experiencing magic that I think this band has really tapped into. So I thought it was very cool. Thank you for the recommendation, Michael, and I hope that you enjoyed my reaction. I'll see you guys here next time. Until then, take care. And of course, happy singing. Bye.